Hey Tiger fans, Mark Fitzpatrick from the Tiger Club of Kansas City. It's Tuesday, October 22nd. Our guest speaker today, head women's basketball coach Robin Pingeton. Robin, 10th year, I can't believe it.
Don't age me. Don't age me.
92 wins the last 4 years. That's a tremendous accomplishment. You've really built a great program.
Well, thanks. I've been super blessed. I've got a great staff and obviously some really talented players. That's a tough senior class to say goodbye to. It's almost like somewhat the end of an era and the beginning of a new one. So we've got plenty of work to do, but we've got a lot of talent. So it's just a matter of putting the pieces together.
You mentioned that great senior class. You have to talk a little about Sophie Cunningham, arguably the best player in school history. What kind of legacy did she leave for the program?
You know, it's almost like a fairy tale for a hometown kid to have a chance. Family's got ties to the University of Missouri. You know, to be able to come there and do what she did. I've definitely got to give props to her sister, Lindsay. Lindsay, I think, has been an incredible role model and mentor for Sophie, and has allowed Sophie to blossom and do the things that she's done. But for Sophie, just so charismatic. There's so much personality there that goes way beyond the basketball court. You know, and that's what a lot of people outside of Mizzou Nation don't really understand, just how compassionate she is and how loving she is, and she's so great with the community and giving back. And I think that's why people want to come support her in the rest of our team. But that senior class, awfully special. Again, Sophie left an incredible legacy that'll be remembered for many, many years. And she's passed the torch. I think we've got some great talent on our roster. I think Sophie, Sierra, Lauren have done a phenomenal job from a leadership standpoint, a culture standpoint of setting the bar. And you know, they've helped us elevate our program. But as I always say, we're not satisfied, and we want to continue to build. And we've certainly got plenty of work to do.
We bring back a pretty strong senior class this year, led by Amber Smith. What do you expect from her this season?
You know, we really do. What I've been really pleasantly surprised with is, you know, for that class to understand what we graduated and understand it's somewhat of their turn to really step up in that leadership position, and understanding, you know, from a basketball standpoint, what we lost and the importance of them stepping up their game. And in some regards, as much as we're all going to miss them, for sure, but I think it maybe frees them up to take on a different kind of role, and that's exciting for them to spread their wings and understand that there's not always going to be that All-American to the right or left that you can rely on every night, but you've really got to take ownership and get yourself ready to go. So they've had a really good offseason. I think all four of them have elevated their games. I think Amber Smith, probably the headliner for that class. Again, I think the consistency that we're going to need out of her, she's always been great at filling the gaps for us, or the holes, and now it's got to be her time to step up, and that consistency is going to be big. Jordan Roundtree is playing as well as she ever has. She looks so strong and so explosive, still not shooting the three ball as consistently as we'd like, but doing a great job finishing around the basket, and just her speed and transition. Jordan Chavis maybe improved more than any other player in the offseason, I think, at that point guard position, understanding what's going to be coming at her. And, you know, it's one of those careful what you wish for. Well, now it's here, and you've got to own it. And she's certainly done that. I just love the mentality that she's practicing with. And then Hannah Schuchts, another young lady that had some highs and lows throughout her career, but has certainly shown that she's capable of performing at a very high level. And we're going to need all four of them to really step up for us, and for us to continue to build our program. That's going to be key.
I know you're really excited about your incoming freshman, Aijha Blackwell, Missouri girl, father played football at Mizzou, and
Hayley Frank.
Hayley
Frank from Stratford, Missouri, and then Micah Lithicum from Jeff City. So all three gals from Florida. They want to go to Florida. They're not from Florida. All three gals from Missouri, and our highest ranked recruiting class that we brought in so far, which we needed to do that when you're replacing the seniors that we did. So there's a lot of talent there. Again, the big question mark, how quickly do you pick up at the physicality of the game, the pace of the game, game, the intensity, the attention to detail, that looks different for every freshman. But Micah's a little bit further along than I thought she would be. She's a great culture kid. She's going to have a great career for us. Aijha and Hayley, both young ladies that have a chance to come in and make an immediate impact on the same level that Sophie did as a freshman. And so they're going to be a big part of this season for us. And the quicker they can pick up on things, I think you'll see us continue to grow as a program. But there's going to definitely be some speed bumps along the way. We've got a tough non-conference schedule, probably the toughest that we've ever played, and so we're going to learn a lot about ourselves early, and hopefully that'll prepare us for a really tough SEC play.
My next question was about the schedule. You have South Dakota was an NCAA team last year, and now Nebraska, old Big 8, Big 12 rival, home and home coming up.
It's a real tough schedule. So we've got South Dakota, we've got Green Bay, who's always been a top mid-major program in the country, consistently in that NCAA tournament. We've got Illinois, we've got Nebraska, we've got in-state rivalries with Missouri State, UMKC, SLU, and then you add in North Carolina. We're playing them down in Cancun, in New Mexico, which has been a program on the rise. And so there's a few more in there. Western Illinois out of the gates. That's a team that maybe struggled a little bit at times last year, but historically has been really, really tough and has been to the NCAA tournament. So, there's not going to be an easy night out, and we're gonna find out a lot about ourselves quickly. I know the girls are tired of practicing, anxious for games. Coaches are exactly opposite. We need another month of practice, and but that's pretty typical this time of the year. So, it's time we roll the ball out and see where we're at and see what we're made of.
Last question. SEC last year sent 7 teams to the NCAA tournament. I expect it will just be as challenging as ever.
Without a doubt. We just got back from our conference meetings, and when you look at who everyone graduated, the level of talent that we had come into the league. It's a scary league. I wouldn't be surprised if we got 9 teams in this next year. It's stacked from top to bottom, and I feel like every year I've been in the league, I continued to say I think it's tougher this year than it has been any other year, but I really think that's true. Every year the SEC is elevated, and it's gonna be a battle every night, but that's what makes the SEC so fun.
You have done a terrific job in your 10 years. We are so happy to have you here every year.
Thank you.
Tigers tip it off exhibition game Thursday night.
Yep.
First game of the regular season will be November 5th against Western Illinois. Nebraska is November 10th in Columbia.
All I know is practice today, exhibition on
we'll
Thursday,
be looking
and our
ahead.
first game. So.
Robin Pingeton, great coach of the Missouri women's basketball team. Hey, folks, next week our guest speaker will be 810 Sports. Soren Petro. Make sure you're here at the Flea Market. For information on membership, look us up at kctigerclub.com.